Hi Capricorn, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your general monthly tarot reading for the month of July 2021. I do want to take this moment to, of course, thank you so much for joining me, but I also want to remind you as well to like this video, to leave me a comment about your individual situation, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. But more importantly, when meditating on your lovely energy overall for the month, the message that came through was unexpected turn of events. Unexpected turn of events. So we're going to do some shuffling and pull you 6 tarot cards for the month for a bit of an outlook of what to expect. To begin for the month of July 2021 for our lovely Capricorns, thank you, Spirit. For Capricorn, okay, we got 1. What else do we have for Capricorn for July? Thank you, Spirit. Interesting. Okay. And we're going to pull the remaining 2 right from the top of the deck. Bear with me as I was deciding if the order was correct. Interesting. With the King of Wands at the bottom as well as the Moon. You're pushed throughout the month of July to ask yourself how you're leading the way for others, or how you're affecting the lives of others in a positive way or potentially a negative way. Feeling an immense amount of passion come over you, at times disguising certain emotions that are resurfacing as well. Don't ignore such emotions that come to be or come back to you, given they're meant to teach you a lesson or remind you of certain ways of being, or reminding you if you're going in the right direction. Just don't question them. Allow yourself to sit within them for a hot second as you redirect yourself or confirm that you're heading on the right path. So to begin the month, we have the Page of Wands in reverse. As you begin the month of July, you surprise yourself. I'm hearing no anxiety at all. You surprise yourself in that manner where certain changes you know are on the horizon, or certain stresses are coming to be in the present moment, but you just aren't feeling anxious, right? But there's part of you that's not ready for certain changes that are about to happen. A need for you to take a deep breath when you feel like you just can't breathe. You are stressing yourself out, right? Or you're allowing certain energies that surround you to just seep in and affect you in a negative manner. A need for you to remember that to step out of your comfort zone is natural. It's important. It's part of the flow of life, right? And as you almost try to prevent, or you stress over what's gonna happen or change moving forward, there's a moment in this beginning of the month where you'll stop and you'll look around you and you'll see other people sort of being one with certain changes, or growing and transforming in their own way. And that in itself should be a reminder that you should move forward in a confident way, and to breathe along the way as well. To accept that as you change and transform, those around you aren't going to stop doing just the same. And there's a reminder that will come through from Spirit and the universe to begin the month in your own individual way, that you're on your way to greatness, but that path to greatness for you individually is going to involve so many small obstacles and transformations, and it's up to you to be one with them, to embrace them wholeheartedly. And now hearing, don't question who you're becoming as you move forward. But there's part of you that just wants to keep focusing on the fact that you at times are a bit stressed, but in the beginning you just lacked that anxiety. And there's that comparison where you'll be like, well, then what changed as this first part of the month started to trickle on? And as you come to certain conclusions, you ask yourself important questions. Be one with those answers, those conclusions, and figure out how to best proceed. We're moving on to the Ace of Swords. As you make your way to the middle of the first half of the month, a new beginning takes place. A fresh start is embarked upon. It makes you a bit on edge. You realize, oh, okay, well, this is happening. And Spirit's saying it's a good thing, embrace it, you know? Accept that this fresh start will change you for the better. You deserve it. You owe it to yourself to make the best out of it, right? If you think about it, this is going to vary from Capricorn to Capricorn. It's going to be for some of you a new job, for some of you a new relationship, a new friendship. It could just simply be you moving to a new location, new residence. It could be something even more minor. Whatever ends up being for you, Capricorn, it's up to you to move towards it with the utmost confidence, to embrace it, to be one with it, and realize that it's going to benefit you moving forward. And even if it is meant to be a positive change in your life, you could abruptly disturb it or make it into a negative transformation if you don't embrace it in a positive light. Allowing yourself to remember that your approach and your confidence when moving towards it can affect it in one way or the other. So to move towards it feeling so good, horribly put, to move towards it once again with the utmost confidence. As we move on to the third card, we have Judgment. As you make your way to wrap up the first half of the month, you're pushed to be honest with yourself. There's part of this fresh beginning, this new start, the turn of events, if you will, going back to the overall message, that leaves you asking yourself more important questions, or simply releasing certain emotions and ways of being, potentially old habits and grudges you've been holding on to. I'm hearing don't be who you used to be, right? There's part of you that wants to hold on to an old way of being, the old Capricorn, that certain people and places are used to. You might meet up with a friend who's used to you being a certain way, and it's like, it doesn't mean you have to, go back to old habits or old ways of being. Once again, you can embrace who you're becoming, even if you're not 100% sure who that is or, where you're heading just yet. The person or the people you surround yourself with, the energies at this time, should as well embrace that you're transforming, that you're changing, that you're becoming a whole different, a better version of you. Accepting that, once again, if we didn't mention it already, those around you are going through what feels like a similar transformation. And if it feels off to being who you're meant to be or who you're becoming around these individuals, then it might make sense to temporarily separate yourself from these energies, or maybe even permanently. Reminding yourself that you have to sort of enter that Queen of Swords mindset at times to productively proceed towards all that you deserve. And there's part of you that feels the need to drift to the past to figure out what went wrong or what went right. And part of you feels the need to drift to the future to enter that ultra planning state of mind. And all you're doing is stressing yourself out, as I hear, stay present, stay present, stay present. And need to ground yourself, balance yourself out as you figure out where to go, how to proceed, and who you're becoming in this lifetime. As we make our way to the second half of the month and spread, we have the Nine of Swords. I'm hearing only you know what's right for you. It's this part of the month to begin the second half where certain opinions start to flow in about who you are, who you're becoming, what's right for you, what choices you should be accepting as opportunities flow in. And it keeps you up at night, or it simply affects you in a negative manner. And you just feel like, okay, well, there's not enough time in the day to complete what I need to or to decide what's right. So part of you feels the need to stay up all night or later, or you simply can't fall asleep. There's a need for you to shut out certain opinions coming in order to figure out what's right for you, to be one with your own opinion, your intuition, or at the very least your spirit guides. guidance coming in. Don't be so quick to adjust how you feel about something just because somebody's opinion is louder than yours. There's a feeling that you could be equally as loud, but you don't feel the need to at this point. And Spirit is very, I want to say abruptly saying, that's maturity, my friend. That's you growing and changing as an individual in a beautiful way. And as I get so many goosebumps over my body, it's coming through as confirmation that you are changing in the right way, in the right direction. And it's at this point in the month where you don't like that it makes you a bit emotional, but Spirit will remind you, as you can hear me getting a little choked up, it's for a good reason this time around. It's not necessarily to teach you something. I guess it's always to teach you something, but it's not a negative emotion. Excuse me. It's not the negative emotions this time around that are popping back up. It's you getting a little choked up because you are confirming that you're becoming who you're meant to be in this lifetime. And yeah, you've been through a lot and it's been a bit difficult at times, but you've come through it a better version of you, a stronger version of you, right? The Capricorn that people need in this lifetime. And you remind yourself, if you don't, Spirit in the universe will remind you that your purpose in this lifetime is so great. It's that you're meant to achieve so much. As you can see, that rant was a bit overwhelming, and that represents the state of mind that you're in at this time of the month. I need to balance yourself, meditate, slow things down mentally at the very least, to remind yourself that things don't have to be going at a fast speed 24/7 for it to be productive. It will not only help you to fall asleep and to simplify things, but it'll help you have a better understanding of the pace you want to be one with as you move forward. Be in line with the Page of Wands. It's at this point in the month as well where you develop certain strategies or habits to implement moving forward that will help you feel less anxious or feel more comfortable embarking upon new starts, new beginnings moving forward, realizing fully and being one with the fact that fresh starts, new beginnings, change of events are just natural. It's the way of life, and they don't have to keep you up at night. Understanding that your opinion is so powerful and so unique, and you can keep an open ear once again, going back to the opinions that feel the need to forcefully flow in at this time. But I feel like a lot of Capricorns will be respectful and be like, all right, I'm listening. But then be like, all right, well, went out the other ear. I got my own opinion, thanks. As I get something in my eye, Spirit saying distractions will as well pop up. Being what feels like a bit of a confusing part of the month, you will confidently proceed moving forward. And Spirit saying, good job, Capricorn. The progress you're making is respectable. Moving forward, we have the Nine of Wands. As you make your way to the middle of the second half of the month, you just feel depleted. I'm hearing stressed but blessed. You feeling like there's so many stresses to be one with at this time that you can't ignore, part of which is due to all of which we were just speaking upon. But you can't help but feel grateful for all of which, or even feel grateful for the small blessings that you are dealing with at this time. Feeling like you've been over-speaking, overthinking, overworking, but all of which just feels like it was necessary. You feeling again a bit depleted, but knowing that all of which is leading to you to where you need to be. Be in line with the Ace of Swords. Certain change of events that are coming to be not only in the first half of the month as well as the second half. You get a reminder from Spirit in the universe that you can't feel this depleted in order to embrace them fully. You can, but you won't be the upbeat sort of productive Capricorn that will take best advantage of certain opportunities. The dreamer in you reemerges at this point in the month as a reminder to have an immense amount of hope in what lies ahead. Reminding you that your dreams exist for a reason and you don't need to ignore them as you move forward. that you can sort of blend them beautifully with all that's coming to be. Understanding that you're a unique individual and your unique approach will pay off moving forward as you confidently move forward, as you confidently, embrace all that's coming to be. There's part of you as well that once again needs to continue certain habits that you're trying to implement, like meditation or maybe taking salt baths or walking in nature, as in being drawn to the trees in the background, in order to feel more grounded, to feel less stressed. If you think about it, when you walk in nature, my friend, if you focus on certain parts of nature, like trees or the flowers or the butterflies, the birds, whatever it may be for you, it's so difficult for you to focus on certain stresses in your life. And it's within that moment where you're going to find yourself taking such a deep breath and releasing certain stresses, and you'll feel less depleted in the moment. And Spirit's saying, okay, if that doesn't work for you, so be it. Find a way that works for you as an individual. Every Capricorn is going to be different. But as you move forward, you will find that you don't just accept certain stresses that come to be, allowing yourself to adjust and figure out what works for you to feel less depleted once again. We're moving on to the last and final card, where we have the High Priestess. As you make your way to wrap up the second half of the month and the month in general, your connection to Spirit is truly heightened as you feel almost elevated. You feel lighter, you feel healthier, you feel like a better version of you. And it's up to you to sort of reflect very quickly or momentarily and ask yourself, well, why? What did I do between these the other parts of the second half of the month? What habits did you implement or habits did you get rid of that made you feel so light and healthy? Of course, your connection to Spirit being heightened can definitely deserves an amount of credit towards that feeling. But it's up to you to ask yourself, well, why am I feeling so elevated? And I feel like a lot of you Capricorns will come to realize it's a big part of it is because you're embracing what's coming to be or what is yet to transform. What's yet to transform, meaning situations, events in your life, as well as you evolving. Lighting the way for yourself as for some of you Capricorns, light the way for others. Realizing that there's a leader within that can emerge if you so choose. Finish off the month on a positive note, being aligned with the Judgment card. You continue to be honest with yourself and release grudges, emotions, habits that are not healthy for you moving forward. Understanding that if events around you are changing, if people around you are changing, and you're evolving as an individual, to hold on to all of which that is no longer healthy once again won't benefit you. And I'm hearing breaking away in a healthy way. There's a situation to finish off the month, whether it's a relationship, a job, once again, whatever it may be for you, you feel the need to concretely break away and separate yourself to rediscover that sense of individualism. And there's a need for you to focus on your state of mind to finish off the month, because it's a beautiful, positive one. And it speaks a lot upon where you're heading and who you're meant to be in this lifetime. As you make your way to finish up the month of July, remember that you once again are still growing, and you are who you are as the opinions continue to flow in. And I need to continue to ground yourself to accept that once again, certain turn of events are meant to be, and you're becoming this beautiful version of yourself that those around you will, without meaning to, embrace. Allowing yourself to finish off the month once again on a positive, light, and healthy way as you continue to embrace all the changes within your life. All right, Capricorn. So I hope this reading was truly helpful. As always, don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment, and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I hope you have the most amazing month, and I'll see you next time. Bye.